This is a very traditional gate crashing game.
Doesn't work.
There hasn't been much changes ever since Bastian and I moved in together because we have already known each other for quite some time. So moving in together was a very easy transition. Of course, we still have our differences. We quarrel once in a while. But other than that, I think just like every couple, it has been great.
You did your sport?
Oh no. Yeah.
Our daily lives are it's pretty straightforward. The very big difference I would say is that Bastian is actually the one running the household. Maybe it's quite different from a typical Singaporean couple. He cooks, we exercise. We spend a lot of our time exercising. We go cycling together every weekend now that we bought new bikes.
Is that in Singapore you need to call every person who is older than you uncle or auntie. In Europe we just call them sir or madam. We have a family WhatsApp chat with Ling's parents, brother, and all the conversation is all about where have I eaten the best meat pork, or which hawker center is doing the best prawn mee, noodles. And that is the only thing that is in this chat, and then always with a picture, because picture is really, really important. And in Europe, food is important, but we don't live around food. I mean, we eat food because we are hungry, but then we don't talk about it constantly. So it's always quite funny every time I'm at work. I look at my phone because the message starts popping up at around 12 or when it's lunchtime, and then you see all the picture of all different hawker center in Singapore. So that's always a funny part.
It's a little bit more difficult for Bastian to enjoy everything that I eat, that he doesn't like anything sticky. I love dumplings, 粽子. He doesn't like dumplings, and he doesn't understand how a food that looks like that can actually taste so good, because when he sees me eat it, he's like, really? Like, it's so good? This is really my favorite. I like it. For me, I personally quite like cheese, which is Bastian's all-time favorite. He thinks in a certain manner, he doesn't change. So for him, it's like cheese fondue, you only eat it in winter. You cannot eat it when it's 30 degrees and it's humid and hot. It takes a lot of effort out of me to convince him to actually have cheese fondue in Singapore. So it's quite funny how things are now. I love it, and I think he's very thankful that I like the food that he eats.
In a relationship, I think that's very important if you are able to be warmly welcomed by the family of your partner. We both have been very lucky with that. That is one of the reasons of the success, basically, I think.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, thank you. I'm very thankful to have Chui as my wife, because every day she always tries to make me feel happy no matter what. She's just my sunshine. I love her more than anything, and I'm very happy and thankful to be with her. After I arrived in Singapore, there has been a time for me to adapt as well, because I was for the first time living far away from where I always grew up and where I always lived, in a more European environment, and then suddenly I was here in Asia, where obviously I always wanted to be, but it's always the same thing. You always want something, but until you actually get there, you never know what's going to happen to you.
I'm not sure whether many people know, but I did tell Bastian that when we were still in Paris, if he doesn't move to Singapore, we would end the relationship, because I think we were both not very keen of being apart. So I think what happened is that I will say it again, is that I think if Bastian did not move to Singapore, I think we wouldn't be here today, because I probably didn't have the ability to be at where he wanted to be. So yeah, I think it's the biggest sacrifice that someone who had a very comfortable life in Europe can do. Bastian, thank you for being who you are. I mean, we are very similar but yet very different, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I love you very much, and I believe that we'll continue to live our lives in a very interesting way that we ourselves appreciate, because we come from different cultures, and I'm very, very excited to spend the rest of my life with you.